as we get this one underway.
Interesting that Fils' team, Grosjean and Sinkus, who spent a lot of time with Marin Cilic, have chosen to sit in the front row behind the court rather than in the new coaching position, just at court level. Some coaches feel they get a better sort of tactical, strategical view of the match and the court. Probably the case with Grosjean.
The fact that on this court you're actually looking down the court. Other courts you're to the side. Roger Rashid talks about this. He much prefer to be just looking down the court, get a better view of things.
It's been a hot start from Humbert here, rifling the ball, and of 30-second serve, got half a chance already. Well, a bit of a survival act there from Fils. It was a brilliant
15-30
point from the lefty. It generates so much pace with so little take back. You know, it doesn't really sort of load too much or have the big swing, and just a loose hand, a loose wrist. Talked about the titles that he's won across 2024 to Fils. A couple of 500 titles. He got an added bonus because at the end of the season there's a bit of a prize pool the ATP put on for the 500 events. Be at the top there. 615,000 extra dollars jumping into the bank account. US dollars.
40,
even better.
30.
Yeah, the only way. Wouldn't be Australian dollars at the minute.
Although as a visitor, I'm enjoying the exchange rate.
Yeah, yeah, great.
There's no time taken to sort of build into this match. That's the challenge of facing Ugo Humbert in particular. You know, he goes for shots. You've got to be ready right from the get-go. If he's still not out of this game. Serve has been a big focus for Arthur Fils and indeed his coach Sébastien Grosjean. Had a chat with Grosjean at Wimbledon last year, and after Fils lost to the Australian Alex de Minaur, felt that the serve needed to improve. The accuracy, the consistency, and something they're very much focusing on.
First game.
That was the match that the injury for de Minaur, because it was 3 points from the end of the match. He managed to finish the match, and he was going to play Djokovic in the quarterfinals. take a look at the win predictor for tonight and where it sits at the moment.
Interesting. Certainly agree in that I would put Ugo Humbert a slight favourite.
It'll be even slighter than that, though.
Yeah, I think maybe 55-45.
Okay.
Would be my number. But I do think Humbert, you know, he's the high-ranked player. I like him on this hard court here in Melbourne. Sort of quicker conditions.
Ugo Humbert is on.
But I'm expecting it to be a good tussle.
Previous round, he took on Hadi Habib, the Lebanese qualifier. He was making history. He's the first Lebanese player through the Open era to play a major, win a match. And there was a very pro-Lebanese crowd on court 3 that he had to contend with.
At 30 love.
Slightly different here with France v France.
It's always a different dynamic. We called a match earlier this week between the two Italians, Musetti and Arnaldi. Good friends, friendly rivals, if you like, and they really struggled to compete against each other, particularly the first 2 sets, Musetti eventually prevailing. I don't think it'll be the same tonight with these two. They're just a little bit further down the road.
30.
A lot of respect
15.
for each other, but the fact that they've played 4 times as well, they're sort of used to just getting on with it. Likes the wide serve position. You'll see him even wider than he is now at times, Humbert, on that ad court. Likes to open up the angles.
To call that the Adrian Manarino spot. He gets very wide, but the angles he can create, my goodness. Plenty of work on that ball. Nicely taken in the crowd.
At
Well,
40.
had to have been an Aussie taking that catch. Clean hands. Beautifully done. Back in the court, but executed that nicely.
Well, the foundation for this shot is the movement, the athleticism. One step and then one massive stride to get his left foot behind the ball. Open stance. It's a stunner from Fils.
Fly in the face of the old coaching manuals.
It's the modern game. You know, for me, Novak Djokovic brought that open stance, sliding backhand on a hard court into the sport, and now just about everyone's got it. You think of certainly Sinner, Alcaraz. You know, in days gone by, that might have been a defensive shot, a slice, a chip of some sort, maybe trying to get the ball down low.
now it's, as we saw, it's one step and a big lunge sliding and almost counter-punching the shot.
And I love that play from Humbert as well.
One game all.
Yeah, it's that wide serve position. Something that he can use as often as he wants. I often think, you know, the wide serve, he gets it so extreme. Why not serve volley and just, it's a simple volley into the open court.
$15 love.
See there, Humbert trying to just get into the court on that second serve of Fils.
$30-15.
It's what he loves to do. Ugo Humbert, change direction, flatten the ball out down the lines. It's high risk at times, but it's unplayable when he gets it right.
For a show tonight, the quality high right from the very start of the match.
Again, it was the change of direction down the line from Humbert that
15.
looked like it might get the job done, but the movement from Fils able to absorb the pressure. These guys pushing each other hard already.
So we're on serve in the early stages of this one. It's 2-1 for Fils.
Fils leads 2 games to 1.
Well, a good start. There's Aussie tennis fans would be knowing a little bit about these two players. I imagine they wouldn't know a lot about them, particularly that's a Fils. And they'll be getting to know them here. They've seen only the sample size of 3 games, the quality that these two can produce. Friday evening in Melbourne.
$15 love.
There is the team. Fabrice Martin on the right-hand side, Jeremy Chardy on the left-hand side. Ugo's partner Tessa, the back left.
Jeremy was a little late to the court, was he?
He was.
We didn't see him earlier. Good to see him now, though.
He did a bit of a shuffle along with the previous match ending a little early.
Those two were at French Open doubles finalists together, I believe, Martin and Chardy. They grew up playing together in the local club. And what a story, really. There they are, coaching together. One of the top players in the world, Ugo Humbert. It's a good strike there from Feast. I always feel any time you can rush Humbert, you know, really hit big and get the ball through the court. He still kind of goes for his shots. He hits flat and he's liable to making mistakes. We saw that when he played Alexander Zverev in the Paris-Bercy finals. Zverev just bludgeoning the ball, and it was a little too much for Humbert. By contrast, though, as we see there, when he has time, he can do so much damage.
15.
It's important that Feast gets enough on his own shots tonight. Doesn't end up defending the vast majority of the time.
Well, particularly if Humbert comes forward like that, too far back in the court. He's not going to need a second invitation.
First Grand Slam meeting between the two, isn't it, in their fifth meeting. The last was the final of an ATP 500, though, a big match. Grand Slams, though, of course, the pillars of the sport. Oh. This is a big occasion for both of them. Third round here, the Australian Open.
That's nicely done. Great construction of the point by Feast.
15 love.
It's real quality tennis, isn't it? We're only the fifth game, but these guys have come to play. Love the way he moved through that backhand volley. Kept his weight going forward.
Oh, and again, great athleticism. He's looking pretty comfortable up there.
30 love.
Talking about those previous meetings. Well, 3 of them coming in 2024. 2 on hard court, 1 on grass. He's winning in Tokyo last year. Previous 2 by Humbert. Oh, look out, Mo. You might be in a bit of trouble tonight.
40 love.
A bit of friendly fire there. Humbert late on the return, nearly got him.
Whoop.
I think the microphone saved him.
Game
Rolling along on serve here in this opening set. John Cain Arena, Friday night style.
These 3 games to 2.
It's 3-2. There's Team Humbert watching on. Richard, is he still living in Wimbledon? Did he have a house in Wimbledon for a time?
Certainly in The London area, yeah.
Yeah.
Controversial, crossing the channel.
It was, and is.
Not at all. We welcome Jeremy. He's a great guy.
Red time.
And Sebastian Grosjean, famous names everywhere. Both ends of the court.
$15 love. $30 love. At 30, 15. At 40, 15.
The bravo from the other end of the court. Again, taking the ball nice and early, well inside the baseline.
3 games on.
And again, that redirection, getting the job done.
Not sure what Humbert was asking of Mohamed Liani in the chair there. Maybe is it with reference to the ball change? One more game to go. Server can often be vulnerable in this 7th game because these 6 tennis balls, 6 in play at any one time, have been used for the warm-up and the first 6 games. They're usually as sort of fluffy and slow as you're going to get them. Just slows the serve down, gives the returner a chance to get into more points and maybe try and nick a break.
At that point, basically saying to Fees, you generate your own pace.
15 on.
See some variety from Humbert tonight.
At 30, 15.
Serve looking good so far for Fees. hitting his spots for the most part. Had to take that very early
15.
and hit it big. Tough to do, but sending a message to Feast that he's not going to allow him to just drop the second serve in the middle of the box.
Yeah, he had it covered up. After he hit the drop shot, he came forward for just that reason. It's 4-3 on serve in the first.
Feast, he's 4 games to 3.
What a beautiful Friday evening in Melbourne. The sun slowly setting. Comfortable conditions for the players, for the spectators.
Well, that's a volley that he should be making.
Love 15.
Wouldn't say he's completely comfortable at the net. 3 from 7 net points won so far certainly speaks to that. No need for that to be so close to the line. Just a little careless.
Love 30.
Well, the evolution of the Artifice game, not only the power, but the ability to stay in those rallies, get on top.
Just, you know, every point is so important. And that volley on the first point of this game, it just a little careless, lets it go wide on him. Suddenly he's love 30, a big difference from 15 all. Gets the job done at the net this time, though.
15-30.
Get a good look here, just the way he kept his momentum going forwards. He moved through that volley. The overhead was fairly simple in the end.
Well, now, opportunity here for Fitz. Oh, it's a superb return. The perfect return, really. And the team likes it.
Well, he was waiting for that lefty
It is
slice serve,
5
wasn't he?
games to
His
3.
backhand jumped all over it. What a brilliant return. He's got a real air of confidence about him here, Artur Fils, the 20-year-old. And he's well worth his right to serve for this opening set.
Left, second service.
We mentioned
15 love.
the differences in the forehands, how flat Humbert hits the ball. Look at Fils with the spin rate there. They're both hitting big. Those speeds are high. But what's that? About 700 more revolutions per minute on the Fils forehand. He's really fizzing the heavy topspin around this court.
Out.
If he can keep
13 love.
pinned right at the back of the court, he's just controlling things. So Bear just gets that fraction of an opportunity to get forward, show off that variety. At the moment it's Fils getting it done from the back of the court.
Thirty, 15. Left for service.
Sensible decision, just going to the towel, taking his time. Good effort from Humbert just to find a way back into this game. Well, it was there for the backhand down the line. I'm just not sure he fully committed to it. It wasn't quite a sort of full-blooded strike. A little hopeful. Ended up being quite a tame miss into the net, and here's a chance for Humbert. 3 points in a row. Can he get this break back?
And they got him. He's done it beautifully. Ugo Humbert has brought things back on serve. Fils leading 5-4 in the first sets.
Fils is 5 games to 4.
He changed tactics midway through that game. That's a Fils. He was getting it done from the back of the court, then decided to come forward.
Yeah, the serve volley 30 love. I mean, that final point, he kind of had to come in. Just didn't really get enough on the approach. He then had to defend that first volley, and well, that's a good pass from Humbert because, you know, there's pressure and he had a bit of time to think there. But that's the sort of player he is, you know, he can just, in the blink of an eye, sort of just suddenly flip a game or flip a set, a couple of winners, and before you know it.
Oh, of course there's going to be French flags flying here on John Cain Arena. Exchange of breaks.
of his own medicine.
Fabulous point. Just the wrong approach here from Humbert. That backhand down the line got him on top of the point. But look how he goes inside out here. That left the line wide open, and it also gave Fils a running forehand. It's easy from the comms box, but for me, Humbert has to whip that forehand to the Fils backhand, and he's then in position at the net as well.
$15.
That's exactly where he wants to keep Humbert.
15.
Out to Fils, a metre or two from the baseline. Trying to work the ball in deep, plenty of pace.
$30.
That's a terrific return again. It's in a couple of times, Humbert with that T serve.
40.
Fils getting into a good position to play it, anticipating it well. Set point. And he's fired up about it as well.
6 games to 4.
He wants the crowd with him. Up to Fils, 6-4 the opening sets. Good serve percentage, a concern for Humbert as well. There's some high quality tennis played in this opening set. You can see in the highlights. Great work from Humbert when he was able to get forward. In the early stage of the set, he was really able to attack. He was coming in a lot more. And then Fils started pinning him around that position, about a metre or two from the baseline. And was able to control terms.
It's an intense point to start the second set. One thing that's really stood out for me is just the physicality, the movement from Arthur Fils. You know, there's a great quote from Roger Federer: "The best players are the best movers." Completely agree. You know, this is a skill sport, but it's a sport of movement as well. And his court coverage, his ability to absorb the big hits from Humbert and extend the points has been key for him. A lot of players struggle against Humbert, just the way he hits flat, he hits fast, he changes
Last
direction.
30.
And if you can't sort of absorb that, you can't hang in the point, then, you know, he can win a lot of quick points. It's the movement from Fils, the defensive skills, the ability to hit big himself. Got himself on top of this third round match.
(15-30).
And the serve has been good. Ugo Humbert, 6 of 28, 21% unreturned serve so far. And for Fils, it's 9 of 31, 29%. So his first serve is just doing that bit more damage. And that definitely helps as well.
Opportunity to build some momentum early on in this second set for Ugo Humbert. Look at the attributes of the top players right at the very top of the men's game. That's one of them. When they're under pressure, facing moments like this, break points, come up with the big first serve.
Let's go!
That's nicely done.
Use. Advantage, Humbert. Use.
First ace of the match for either player. It's a timely one. 207 kilometers an hour. There's no shortage of pace. He really does load up the legs and explode into the serve.
Advantage, Humbert.
No, he's given the break up.
Humbert.
Humbert knocking on the door in that game. He gets through.
First game, second set.
I just wonder if that was maybe a slight dip in focus for Fils. See, winning the first set, over-pressing the last 2 points, went big on the forehand, missed just long. Over-pressing with the second serve, resulting in the double. So it's taken the wind out of his sails somewhat.
That 2-minute break between sets can do strange things to players.
Yeah. Or, you know, in a big match, getting into or getting ahead, suddenly your thoughts can change. See there, Humbert, very good percentage in terms of winning the set after breaking early. That's in the first 2 service games of the opponent. 87% of the time he goes on and wins the set, but he has been broken twice in that first set. He needs to take care of his serve better in set 2.
Out. 15 love. all.
Previous meeting at Tokyo final just last year. Feast winning 5-7, 7-6, 6-3, saved a championship point in the second set tiebreak. Unbelievable backhand pass to do so. Broke the heart of his good mate. Won 3 points in a row to win that tiebreak and then win the third 6-3. Fairly similar conditions, I would say. Tokyo and here in Melbourne Park. Maybe the ball
15,
jumping a little
13.
more here, extra bit of heat in the air. But, you know, relatively fast hardcourt conditions.
Another roof stadium.
Yep.
The Ariake Auditorium.
Here's Humbert in that extreme wide position, as wide as we've seen him go.
Left second service.
No, nowhere near good enough for that drop shot.
So often it feels like a good idea.
15,
Got some time on
14.
this ball. The guy's deep in the court. I'm going to play the drop shot, but that was a bit of a shocker there from Humbert. Feast is so fast, so if you are going to play out a drop shot, it better be perfect, and that was far from it. Got there in plenty of time.
A 30, 40.
And Team Humbert up the same end as their player.
What's a bad miss there from Feast. Just lets Humbert off the hook. You love that when you're the server facing a break point. Just a nice cheap point. Been a really turbulent period in the match, hasn't it? 4 breaks in a row. Feast knocking on the door here.
And that's an important point, I think, for Artufis.
It's a lung buster.
Advantage Fils.
He's just refused to miss there, even under pressure.
Oh, it's nicely struck. Going back with the flight of the ball. He was still travelling backwards when he leapt in the air.
Deuce.
Got that pushback. He just timed it to perfection.
He's covering some serious ground, Feast. I mean, it's impressive.
Advantage.
It's got to be taxing. Well, there's some evidence. 16 sprints to 3. That's how many times these players have got up to their sort of top speed. Feast is chasing balls all over this court. In a best of 5 set match, I think we need to keep an eye on just the energy levels of both these players.
Well, facing break points, gets through those. Turnaround is on.
It's 2 games to love.
And we saw in the previous point, good example of why Feast is having to sprint. When Humbert controlling the point, that movement from side to side. Trying to get back in behind him, waits for the short ball, looks to come forward.
Love 15.
It was Feast getting the better of a lot of the longer rallies in the opening sets. The other way around now.
Love 30.
Real change in the feeling on the court, isn't there? Feast is now struggling. Only 2 games since he won the opening set, but complete turnaround.
That'll give him a little spark. Oh, that one nice and early.
It just looks like he's going to the towel for a breather there, Feast. Goodness me, the intensity, you know, that's really set by just the tempo that Humbert plays at. Constantly attacking the younger Frenchman.
40-30.
Did well to get himself out of a little bit of trouble there. Tafis holds, but Humbert up a break. It's 2-1 in the second. Something certainly worth doing.
Love.
It's not a bad place to be in January, is it?
Very nice. I'm not complaining that I'm here in February, March, April, May.
30 love.
What's it like in July? Are you complaining then? Is it cold and raining?
Well, not to the standards that you're used to. And I'm over in your part of the world.
Chucking a bit of wind as well. We get it. We get it all.
Oh. love.
Just been a real change here on Cain Arena. Feast had the intensity so high, but I think maybe just the energy expended. He's having a bit of a lull at the moment. It's allowed Humbert to get on top.
Show there. There though, holding his advantage. He's someone who knows these courts pretty well.
2001 semi-finalist Sébastien Grosjean. 4-time Slam semi-finalist. Twice at Wimbledon, once more at Roland Garros. He could play.
Best not bring up that semi-final, by the way.
Was it a French derby as well?
I know, Clement. It was 2 sets to love up.
Love
And
15.
a match point in the 4th set. Clement prevails. Gets through to the final. Also semi-finalist though at Roland Garros that year.
For me, sort of inch for inch, if you like, in terms of his height. Just 5'9", Grosjean. He had one of the best serves in the world. Okay, it wasn't an Ivo Karlovic, but
30-15.
he could seriously pop it, considering his height. Doing a lot of damage, and as I said, he's been working a lot. Grosjean on the right of picture with Feast on his serve. Ivan Sinkis in the white t-shirt. He's a relatively new addition, assistant coach, if you want to call him that, co-coach. Spent a lot of time on tour with Marin Cilic, the former US Open winner, now part of Feast's team.
Yeah, went by Mimir Kecmanovic as well.
It's a number of times 15. Now that Humbert has come into the Feast forehand and been picked off. You might just want to think about mixing up that strategy, maybe coming into the backhand. He's 5 of 13 net points won. I like that he's coming forward. I just think he needs to think carefully about where he's approaching.
So Humbert up a break in the second. 3 games to 2.
got a nice visual for you here. We're talking about both players' serves. And those red balls are the, well, the cluster, if you like, of Arthur Fils' contact points on the outside. Nice and tight. He's really focusing on serving from one spot, getting the accuracy. Look at Humbert, how wide he serves, as wide as you're allowed to go on the court.
Oh. 15 love.
It's also good to look at where Fils is returning. He has to move across the court with Humbert. Make sure he gets the right angle.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because when Humbert does go to that extreme wide position, obviously it creates a very difficult angle on the serve for Fils to return, but it also does expose the backhand corner of Humbert, the down the line return. So it's pros and cons for me because it makes the serve very awkward. But I would argue that Humbert would, you know, want to be playing his forehand after the serve, and from by serving from so wide, it actually increases the chances of getting a backhand. So it's, I think that's why he mixes it up rather than goes for it all the time. Not quite as wide for the serve that time. Still awkward to return, but able to get a forearm from the middle and do the damage. It's a good combination.
Yeah, given that little bit of extra variety. Talk about variety as a keystone for Ugo Humbert. Good crowd in tonight. Record attendance for the day session. I suspect it'll be the same for the night. Well on our way to 1 million fans coming through the gates.
Just to let you know. $15 love. Oh.
It's just great ball striking for Humbert when he's in attack mode.
Played some incredible tennis at the end of last season. Humbert in Paris-Bercy, the indoor tournament there. He can elevate his focus and his intensity and indeed his game to a level where, well, he described it as almost a trance-like state. You know, it feels like a man possessed. It's just point after point, just relentless attack. And it just feels like that's what Arthur Fils is struggling to live with now, with the younger of the two Frenchmen's intensity just dropping slightly.
Talked about that end to the season for Humbert. And that run that he had, home tournament in Paris, indoors in Bercy. Win over Carlos Alcaraz in the round of 16, 7-5 in the third set. Followed that all the way through to the final. He was beaten by Sasha Zverev.
40-30.
Incredible footwork to get round this ball, and look at this, leaping into the forehand. I mean, that is everything he has got into that winner. Some serious speed generated. Great pictures there of the technique of Fees.
Use.
Nice hustle from Fees. We saw the sprint stat. A play like that will get Humbert moving. So Fees keeps in touch. Humbert though still up a break. It is 4 games to 3 now in set number 2. Be disastrous.
Bad time.
You can see that sprints marker. And keeping a close eye on that. After Fees having to work overtime.
Thank you.
Fun on a Friday evening here in Cain Arena.
Ugo Humbert's got some history in the Cain Arena. Bit of trivia for you here, Pete. Do you remember who he played 2021?
Was this a match that went forever and ever and ever?
It was long, but it was more
The
memorable for the atmosphere.
Yep, there would have been an Australian.
Yeah, someone that likes to play on the Cain
On
Arena.
this court. Is that Mr. Kyrgios?
Correct.
Oh, that's superb! What a pass we've seen. We've seen so many good ones tonight. That's the best of the lot of them.
That's just outrageous. Yeah, just raw ability. I mean, very end of his range, able to just flick this thing down the line. Come on, so good. No wonder that gets an applause from Fees. It was the second round in 2021. 34th ranked Humbert, who was the 29th seed, went up against 47th ranked Nick Kyrgios. And Humbert was actually 2 sets to 1 up. Lost 6-4 in the 5th. So you'll have memories of that match, I'm sure, on this arena. It's just so good.
14-15. We're 40-30.
maintaining that break advantage that he's got.
5 games to 3.
Oh, yes. You just see where he finished there in the court, Humbert.
15.
Again, how early he's taking it. Shorter backswing. Redirect the pace.
He's just demolished this return. This is a sort of trance-like state. I mean, you hear the grunt. It's just, he's eating that return alive, hasn't he? Can't leave the second serve there.
15 all.
Feet not quite in position for that ball.
15.
No, again.
40-15.
Same shot. Backhand up the line. Problematic in this game. Oh, no. A heck of a tweener. He likes entertaining the crowd. He wants the applause.
Yeah, he is an entertainer. We've seen some incredible hot shots in this tournament. Lorenzo Sonego, Botic van de Sandskoop at the top of the pile. And even though Feast went on to lose this point, he was able to smile about it.
Himself along, but it'll be Humbert serving for set number 2. 5-4 in the seconds.
Let's go, come on. Humbert leads 5 games to 4.
Well, everyone having a good time. Humbert trying to finish off this second set.
Love 15. Net first service.
These have come in from time to time.
30.
Up to 3 for the match.
Serving for a set, serving for a match. It's never straightforward, never easy.
He has been working on his improving that first serve percentage, but down on his usual numbers tonight.
That was a bit tentative, wasn't it? Not the all-out attack that we've seen for the majority of the set. Fils' father, Jean, there in his box, getting very animated.
Pretty good basketballer back in his day.
Play a bit of basketball in this arena, don't they?
They do, absolutely.
Multi-purpose, John Cain Arena.
His opponent backed off, and we're at 5-all.
It's dynamite from Arthur Fils. Just exploding into those forehands. Absolutely loving the atmosphere on here. He wants more. Yeah, there were times in this second set where he looked a little flat, like he was just having an energy lull, but he's firing again now.
Well, you pointed out, I mean, you mentioned Gael Monfils still going in the tournament here and the kind of mentoring that's been going on. But here is Gael Monfils' legacy. And he's going to be a fan favourite very, very quickly. He already is.
13 love.
I'll tell you what else is going to happen very quickly. Humbert's going to go from serving for this set to serving to stay in it. He's looking a little shell-shocked there. How quickly things can change with the scoring system in this sport.
30-15.
Right on the sideline from Ugo Humbert.
30-all.
Now the set's in the balance. Now it's time for Humbert to get up and about.
30-40.
Rallies lengthening. It's a real arm wrestle this particular point of the match.
Streaky, isn't he? All of a sudden 3 points in a row again.
So Humbert gets the break of serve. That ball not missing by much, but now he'll be serving for the set again at 6-5.
6 game to 5.
What a turnaround there. All the momentum with Feast exploding into the forehand for the break. 30 love up. Look at his team now, 4 points in a row against him. It's such a roller coaster emotionally, this sport. You know, you go from thinking, oh, we're going to get this, we could go 2 sets of love here, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you stare set all right in the face once more. You have to be able to keep such an emotional equilibrium. Rafael Nadal spoke of that being one of his big strengths over his career, didn't he? Keeping a perspective at all times.
Time.
Big atmosphere on a Friday night, Cain Arena. Ugo Humbert again trying to finish off the set. Let's see if it shifts back the other way. Let's see the pattern continues.
Love 15. Thirteen, 15. Left second service.
Again, an opportune double fault. It's taking the wind out of the sails, just stopping the momentum. Slipped over.
Yeah, he lost his balance. He threw so much in to the backhand down the line.
40,
but I'm not sure why he lost his balance. Did he maybe just decide not to follow it into the net? Whatever it was, it cost him dearly in a big moment.
as he takes that second set, 7 games to 5.
He's so unique in so many ways, isn't he, Ugo Humbert? You know, lengthy delay from the court there. Often players take a little bit of time to get back up to speed. He just launches into that first return of the set. Actually,
Love 30.
Vies is in danger of being caught cold here.
(15-13).
Third ace. We saw the graphic during the set break. The accuracy needs to be better from Vies. Someone that can serve as big as he can, just 3 aces. And there's a fourth. You know, when he hits his spot, nothing the returner can do about it.
(14-13).
He did well to get out of that.
First game, third set.
It's very casual. He moves from one side of the court to the other. Ugo Humbert does things his way. I've seen with so many of the French players. They develop their own style. Opportunity just to give some instructions.
Bottom half of the draw here. The men's singles winner will play Alexander Zverev, who in a straight sets win earlier today over my compatriot Jacob Fernley.
15 love.
He's hampered a little bit Fernley today. The physio out at some stage.
Yeah, he did. He had treatment at the end of the first set. That wasn't really a factor in the match, so it didn't really limit him too much. Zverev is looking very, very good. Made some tweaks, some changes, Zverev, but yeah, just what struck me is how focused and how confident and dialed in he is. He hasn't just advanced to the fourth round, he's sort of dominated his way to the fourth round. That hasn't always been the case with him, but he'll be keeping an eye on this match. I'm sure his team will be. You know, these are two dangerous opponents. He beat Humbert handily in the Paris-Bercy final. Arthur Vies beat him in a bit of an epic Hamburg final last year on clay.
That's a nice change up.
14-15.
That's very, was a good one. It's been that graduation from really struggling in the opening rounds and then maybe eking out a fourth round to then quarterfinals. It was kind of that barrier and then pushing to semis, and now it's getting to final without having made that, taken that final step. It's the last piece of the puzzle.
Oh. Stop.
Conceded anyway.
Mr. Humbert requesting a video review to
All
see
right,
the ball bounce twice.
Let's go to the review, shall we?
I don't think we've had many of these. I haven't had one this week. Let's see what we can see here. So you can see Mohamed Layani has got his screen up just to have a look. He's got audio as well, so getting instruction. Here comes the replay. Crowd can see it as well. Yep, double bounce.
Yeah, pretty clear there, wasn't it? Maybe get one more look. There's the second bounce. There's the contact.
Ball is confirmed. 1 second, 1 second.
He's got to take off the headset. We could have him as a commentator.
Look, video review, I'm all for it. Doesn't get used often, but who knows, might get used on championship point next week or a significant moment. If we've got it, the technology, let's use it.
Yeah, nicely done. Well, yeah, I mean, you can see that expanding as well over time.
Mr. Humbert has 2 video reviews remaining.
So you can't use them endlessly. Not that the players at the moment have any need to. There's a certain amount of things that can be reviewed. And obviously the ultimate review of line calls is happening automatically anyway.
I'd say double bounce is probably the most common review in singles anyway. Touching the net might be slightly more relevant in doubles. The net players get so close to the net.
Or foul shots where they reach over.
Yep.
And voltage fifth.
What an opportunity for Arthur Fils here. Ah, it's nicely done. Again, being made to sprint.
Well, he's holding the right ankle there.
Advantage, Humbert.
I mean, he is, well, he's having to throw himself around this court. Hopefully nothing too serious there with the ankle. Yep, there it was. Just twisted, didn't it? The shoe just sticking.
Oh, that just caught the back of the line. Good contest this right now.
1 game on. One game.
And he's asking for a lot of different things. Oh, one thing that always I find astonishing, and you'll probably shake your head and go, you're being silly, is why that doesn't happen more in terms of asking when the ball change comes up. Players just instinctively know. And I know that because commentating with players, former players like yourselves, and it just comes up casually in conversation. You just know the counts, the 7 and then the 9.
Yeah, I mean, you just, I guess, get used to it at this level. Change after the first 7 games because the first set are used for the warm-up as well. And every 9 games from there.
Love 15.
I mean, they're not counting it in their heads, but you just get a feel for it. you know, you can see before every serve, he's looking at 3 balls to see which 2 are the least fluffed up.
Love 30.
So as you go, you notice them sort of getting fluffed up, and then you sort of subconsciously think, well, the new balls must be coming soon. Just picked up on Mohamed Liani calling for the physio at the next change of ends, so we'll keep an eye on that. So Humbert, was it maybe Feast for the ankle?
15, 30.
I get a sense of it at the moment, because since that happened, we haven't had a long point, so to move around all that much.
There's a perfect example
15,
of
40.
Arthur Feast not hitting his spot with the serve. It's not accurate. It's 204 kilometers an hour, but it's right into the hitting zone of Humbert, who fired it right back to his feet. I'd even sacrifice some pace for more accuracy. And again, too good.
New balls, please.
And a break of serve. Feast just looking at his team before he walks to the chair slowly. Will bear with the break. It's 2-1, and the trainer's coming to court.
Certainly it's a break-up third set. He'll be keeping this going as long as he can. Now this is interesting, because we've just seen him get treatment on the right shoulder, and as I say, the main shot that would affect would be his two-handed backhand. Look at the average topspin backhand speed so far. Sets 1, 2 similar, set 3 well down. It's early days, just 3 games in, but we'll keep an eye on that stat, because that could become relevant as we go if Humbert is struggling on the two-hander.
Love 15.
And I think if you Feast, well, you're playing your mate, but you're hitting it to his backhand as often as you can.
Yep.
You know, this is a Grand Slam, and you do anything you can to get the win. It looked so uncomfortable, didn't it?
Love 30.
Well, Feast would have looked over and see what was going on in terms of that treatment. Worked it out pretty quickly what he needs to do.
At 15, 30.
That ability to direct traffic, take control.
30 all.
Compact with his swing, redirect the pace. Certainly will help him. Much better if you could play that the forehand.
40, 30.
Yeah, that'll do.
That will pass the 200 backhand test as well. There was no issue there. Beautifully timed.
$15 love. $15 all. 15-13.
Just walking a little slowly and gingerly there. Let's not forget that Feast did show a little bit of pain in the ankle a couple of games ago. He has been pushed all over this John Cain Arena by Humbert as well.
At 15-14.
Physio was walking off court. Feast was close to the entrance. They just had a few words. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another appearance. I hope he's charging overtime tonight.
Yeah, he's not comfortable there, is he? I would not be surprised to see the physio again. In fact, I'm fairly certain we will. Looks like Stéphane Vivier hovering in the background there, in fact.
Use. Let for service. Let for service. Advantage, fifth.
Well, I want these points to be as short as possible. They can get some treatment.
Yeah,
I thought it was rolling the way of Humbert. He's just hanging in.
Humbert.
Physio working overtime. This time for Feast. Humbert up 3-2 with a break in the third.
Separate issue, I think.
Yeah.
A pre-match taping job that started to bother him. He's just wanted to cut that off. guess the good news is that that means that little sort of twist has had no lasting effect. It's best of 5 set tennis. These guys putting their bodies on the line.
Net. Love 15.
Up to 6 now for the match for Humbert. And just the one ace.
Love 30.
Entirely unfamiliar territory. Ugo Humbert, who also won a couple of titles last year. Start of the year, Marseille, Dubai.
At 15, 30.
Great view of the crowd in at Cain Arena tonight.
At 30 all.
Using that wide serve to good effect, as he always does, but particularly this evening.
Out. At 40, 30.
First little frustration from Tafis at the back of the court. Pulling his arms out to his team.
Well, that's the con of serving from that extreme wide position. If the returner latches onto the serve and attacks down the line is feasted there, then you're really exposed. Look at the fizz on the forehand to finish. Plenty of net clearance, and the topspin bringing the ball down into the court even at that speed.
Advantage, Humbert.
I think for Fils, he's probably still learning at 20 years of age just how to manage his energy throughout a best of 5 set match. You know, he likes to put everything into everything. And that's tough to do, you know, in this sort of long form of the game, if you like. 2 hours 11 on the clock, and it just feels as if he's had a few ebbs and flows in his energy levels already.
They only have 4 opportunities to train for it or to play it these days. I mean, the dynamic of 5 set tennis, because it is now so exclusive to 4 tournaments, it's a tricky transition for players.
And his coach, Sebastian Grosjean, will help him. 4-time Grand Slam semi-finalist. He knows what it is to succeed over best of 5 sets.
Also how you build into a 2-week event like this.
The other thing with regards to the energy levels, of course, is just how much energy Humbert is taking from him with his relentless attacking play. 35 sprints Fils has done. The average for a best-of-5 set men's match with the Australian Open is 28 sprints for the entirety, so he's well above the average already, and we're just halfway through the third set.
Slice backhands working particularly well. Still able to finish off with the redirection for Humbert. Sophie's keeping touch, but it's still Humbert up a break. It's 4-3 in the third.
Humbert, at least 4 games to 3.
It's on everyone's, I think. It's in there somewhere, even if you won't admit it. So Humbert's break up still in this third set, but he hasn't been plain sailing on serve, so don't rule Fils out of it just yet.
Just when you think Humbert is going to just take that motion, run with the momentum, and start to put a bit of a gap, it just turns around. Fils has found a way. He finds a way into one of the Humbert service games. Then things tighten up again. In the theme of the match.
Taps the left ankle. He's looking a little in trouble here physically. Shades of their Tokyo final last year when Fils looked out on his feet. Somehow still won, saved a match point in that second set tiebreak. He'd had an incredible week, Fils. He beat Fritz, Berrettini, Shelton and Rune to make the final. That's a serious run.
Pair of 4-set wins so far in the tournament. Onto Vertinen, and then an all-French encounter again with Quentin Elise. Starting to lengthen again.
40-15.
With the average for the match just over 4 shots. And certainly Humbert getting the better of the rallies. They go 5 to 8 shots.
Oh.
He made him play the extra ball and it paid off.
Two of the great shot makers on the John Cain Arena this evening.
5 games to 3.
We've had some special moments, and there's another one there from downtown, Ugo Humbert.
15 love. And 13 love. And 14 love.
So Humbert will be serving for a 2-set-to-1 lead next at 5-4 in the third.
Humbert leads 5 games to 4.
This will be a fascinating encounter.
At time.
So Friday night special, the first Friday of AO25. We've been in this situation before, as we saw in the second set. Humbert serving at 5-4.
15 love.
He's broken pretty comfortably in that 5-4 game in set number 2.
This feels like a big game for Artur Fils, one that he somehow needs to try and win. He's struggling for me physically, the 20-year-old. Both ankles he seems to have. I mean, look at the way he's walking there, looking to his team. If he's to have any chance, certainly based on the way he's walking, you would think he needs to somehow break here and nick this third set. Team looking pretty concerned, no wonder. Reminder that Humbert had physio on for some treatment on his right shoulder. These guys have taken a few lumps out of each other. It's been incredible intensity and tempo to this one.
Racing to set points.
He cut the tape off that left ankle, but it still seems to be bothering him.
That's an exclamation point. And a stranglehold on this contest for Ugo Humbert. He takes the third set, 6 games to 4. And one for the walking wounded, really, is a similar pattern. It was Humbert getting the early break of serve and then just able to continue to trade that throughout. Despite what Fils was able to do, he just wasn't able to make as many inroads on the Humbert serve as we've seen in the previous 2 sets. And still some good highlights for him. But he's being made to work overtime. We mentioned during the call how many sprints, going at full pace to chase down balls. He's well over the average for a 5-set match. Let's see what he can do here. Oh dear, that's not a good sign.
Love 15.
He can hardly put weight on it, it seems, at this moment. What a return, by the way. I think Humbert is almost oblivious. He was off the court. He's certainly just focusing on his own world at the moment.
It's exactly how he started the previous set. With the return winner.
Love 30.
This is now a real problem for Fils.
Love 40.
The crowd trying just to help out here. Not much his team can do. And the double faults.
Humbert.
Let's see what happens here. Well, the doctor will come on. The pain relief might take a little while to kick in, though.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to
First
be
game, 4th set.
10, 15, 20 minutes, isn't it? By that time, it might be too late.
Well, this just needs to be a very quick delivery, because this is not a sit down.
Yeah, and I appreciate that John Cain Arena is an extremity of the grounds, but you know, Humbert was off the court for 5-6 minutes between sets. You'd think painkillers would have been administered then, but anyway.
And he's going to keep trying. We'll put the clock on to see when these kick in. If you're Humbert, you're doing exactly what you've done to get you to this stage.
Play as if the guy's 100% fit and healthy. You know, the sympathy is for after the match. You know, he's got a place in the 4th round to try and book. And he will be thinking, I've seen this before. Fils hobbling around the court in the Tokyo final and ended up beating him.
With that shot, it's when he's pulled really wide. As we've seen, Humbert spreading the court so beautifully tonight when he's controlling things right on the baseline. It's that run out there. Try and make that in range is going to be problematic. And Humbert nailing it more often than not.
It looked as if he's telling him to stop playing there. His coach, Sébastien Grosjean. That's certainly the way I would interpret those hand signals. Of course, you've got to think of any
40-15
situation like this. Are you making it worse? Are you know, turning a short layoff into a long one potentially? Certainly looks as if Grosjean wants him to stop playing.
I've certainly seen that. The quandary, because you never want to stop really. Let's see what happens after this point, after this game.
Wait, please. Wait, please. Get the ball, please.
Take the luck, but he's walking towards the net, and I think this is it. This is it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Humbert hasn't seen it.
Injury.
Now he has. This is disappointing, but
cannot continue.
Not much that Arthur Fils can do.
4-6, 7-5, 6-4, 1-0 retirement.
These two are good friends. It's disappointment for Arthur Fils, but Ugo Humbert through to the round of 16 at the Australian Open for the first time.